Hey everyone, happy Halloween, and I thought, why don't we celebrate Halloween by doing a top 10 video? I've also got something really special that I want to show you. Let me show that to you right now. Oh, okay, I forgot it in my car, so give me a sec.
Floor P3.
I don't know how I managed to get away, but I did. So let's get into that top 10 while we still can.
メイ、ミサキ、メイ。
I'm a huge fan of Soul Eater and feel this is a really underrated series. It did come out back in 2008, making it 13 years old. But don't let that stop you because the animation holds up and still looks great visually. Now the visuals are exactly why this is on my list because the art style screams Halloween. The entire aesthetic looks like it came straight out of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. I really like all the characters' designs and how they've been made. We have mad scientists or zombie type characters, along with soul reapers and all kinds of tropes you'd find in scary movies. The entire premise is about Meisters and their weapons, and we follow the main character's Maka, who is the Meister while Soul Eater is the weapon. And the job of the weapon is to eat souls to level up. I really like the teamwork approach as it requires the both of them to work together in order to be powerful, and with this they have to create an incredible bond and just trust one another. The fight sequences also look great, and if you are into shonens like Bleach or Shaman King, then you will no doubt be a big fan of Soul Eater.
グレアは魔力の強いただの猫だもん。
So I thought I would find something a little more unorthodox here that some of you may or may not know about, and that's gonna be XXX. Whoops, wrong file. No. I meant to show you this. Okay, now that we got that awkwardness out of the way, this anime fits the Halloween theme perfectly. With our main character Kimihito, he has the ability to see spirits and other supernatural creatures. These spirits can really bother him, and so he meets up with Yuko, who reminds me a lot of Boa Hancock from One Piece, with the dark hair, pale skin, and long legs. In fact, that is something you will really notice about this animation style. All the characters have really long arms and legs. This is because they wanted to follow the traditional genre of Japanese art called ukiyo-e, which flourished from the 17th to the 19th century. Yuko seems very mysterious and claims she can fix his problems because she has the ability to grant wishes, so she can help stop him from seeing spirits. He doesn't have much to offer, so she demands he works for her at her store and that is how this entire series kicks off. So if you like a mix of comedy, horror, and supernatural elements while embarking on a mystery, then this one is one that you might enjoy. But I would say this one is definitely more of an acquired taste and may not be for everyone.
大丈夫。結ばれた縁は消えないわ。
Not all anime adaptations start from manga or light novels. Sometimes they come from visual novels. Prime example would be Steins Gate, which originally was a visual novel before it was an adapted anime. Higurashi, also known as When They Cry in North America, is another one that got the same treatment and got an anime adaptation. The main character Kiichi just moved to this little village and quickly makes friends with a bunch of girls from school. But how does this fit the Halloween theme? Well, funny you might ask, because the anime quickly takes a dark turn as Kiichi discovers several murders and missing person cases have happened in the village within recent years. He's realizing maybe these friends of his aren't what they claim to be, and they are hiding things from him.
嫌なことを全部忘れたくて、私はレイナから意を捨てて、レナになったんだから。
This is where things really pick up and the paranoia and madness start to fill Kiichi's mind as he tries to figure out what is going on and do his friends have anything to do with it. See, I told you it would all make sense and connect to the Halloween theme. Who doesn't like a good psychological horror keeping you on the edge of your seat?
ごめん遊ばせ。
I just got finished watching this next one and it definitely has a very Halloween feel to it, including its intro music, and that's Shadow House. The show starts off in a very odd way as we are introduced to these human-shaped characters, but they look like shadows. They have no faces, no details that can distinguish them outside of their silhouette. This is where we get introduced to Emilico, who is a living doll, and her job is to keep the house clean, as well as act as a face for her master, who is the girl in the red dress known as Kate. This series starts off with a very cute and innocent tone, but as we keep learning more about these shadows, we learn that this house has a lot more secrets than we first maybe thought. Kate is also a very interesting character, as you can't quite tell what her motivations are from the start, but without giving anything away, things become a lot more clear about the relationship between Emilico and Kate. The only character I found kind of annoying was Rum. Her indecisiveness and shy attitude was getting annoying and really frustrating. We were wasting a lot of screen time just waiting for her to make a damn decision. But outside of that, the rest of the cast is great and have a lot to offer as well. I also think visually, this anime looks great, and that comes to no surprise because Cloverworks is the studio working on this project. They always nail it with the eye-popping visuals and beautiful animation. So if you're looking for something that isn't too creepy but has a dark undertone with a cool, unique visual style to it, then I'd recommend giving Shadow House a chance because season 2 has been confirmed after the success of season 1.
It's such a wonderful name! Emilico! Starting today, I'm Emilico!
Now we're going to move into some darker anime that is definitely intended for an older audience, and some of you may already know this one, and that's Parasite. Parasite comes to no surprise as it's been featured time and time again from all kinds of top 10 lists, but as I didn't mention it in my last Halloween video, I think it's only appropriate to mention it now because it absolutely deserves to be on this list. So parasitic aliens arrive on Earth and become an infestation among humanity by burrowing itself into the brains of humans. This is how they gain control of their host and can also morph into a ton of different forms in order to feed on its prey. We follow the main character Shinichi, who is the target to one of these parasites as it tries to burrow itself into his brain, but this parasite fails to take over and ends up in his hand instead. This creates a unique harmony as the parasite is now stuck and can't move from his hand, and in order to stay alive, it has no choice but to rely on Shinichi. As I mentioned before, this series may not be for everyone as it can become very weird with some gruesome scenes, but if you are okay with this level of horror elements, then Parasite might end up being one of your all-time favorites because it truly is just that good. So definitely don't sleep on Parasite. If you haven't seen it, you will definitely want to give this one a try, and people who have seen it, comment below, let me know what you thought about Parasite.
So, what are you? Are you an alien or something?
An alien?
My last Halloween video, I considered adding this next one, but because I introduced Ghost Hunt in my other Halloween video, I thought it was appropriate to now mention ghost stories. Oh, whoops. Oh, sorry guys, just dropped this. Where were we again? So our main characters are siblings, and like all good spooky stories, they always start with our main characters moving to a small town, which is where their mother grew up, who tragically has passed away. The school they started attending is apparently haunted, and also like all good scary stories, the characters think it's ridiculous. Well, until it's not, and they quickly realize ghosts really do live within the school. And so along with their new friends, they try to survive these ghost encounters who are seeking revenge. So if you like scenes that jump out at you and tied to a supernatural element with a mystery to be solved, then I think you will have a good time watching ghost stories. Most of the options I've recommended so far are series, but if you want some movie choices that you can just pop in with less time commitment, then the perfect movie to sit back and watch has to be Perfect Blue. Now, I have to warn you, Perfect Blue is definitely for a more mature audience and may not be for everyone. So just want to get that out of the way, as this one definitely holds an R rating for a reason. Mima is the main character, who was a J-pop idol for a group called Cham, and she retired from the music business to pursue her acting career, and this is where things start to change drastically. She's been trying to shed her pop idol image to be taken more seriously as an actor, but as always, you have some insane level of fans who begin to stalk her, and even this anonymous website starts to detail all the events of her life with intricate detail. I don't want to spoil things, but this is hands down a psychological horror as we watch our main character become more and more unhinged and not able to distinguish reality from fiction. So if you want to watch something truly disturbing that may keep you up at night, then this is hands down a classic. Despite it being an older film that came out in 1998, Madhouse Studios did a phenomenal job here, and it's definitely a horrifying classic. I thought I would throw another incredibly disturbing one at you for the number 3 spot, and that's the Junji Edo Collection. If you aren't familiar with this one, then let me give you another warning. This one is definitely very disturbing and very rated R. If you have trouble dealing with disturbing content, then I'd highly recommend avoiding this one. But if you're okay with watching something truly, then I'd say this one's definitely for you. The manga artist Junji Edo is known for his horror work, and what they did was create an anthology series where every episode is focusing on a different event. So every episode you will be in for something entirely different, but equally disturbing and messed up. They have 12 episodes, and that means 12 different stories. But I have to say it again, because this one will definitely not be for everyone, as it's truly disturbing. So the R rating here is more than justified, as kids should not be anywhere near something like this. It's hard to discuss the actual anime, as every episode is different, so you may like some episodes and hate others, but that's kind of the beauty of it, if you want to call it that. But since they are all independent from one another, you can pick and choose the ones that seem more interesting to you if you don't want to sit through all of them. So if you decide to give this one a shot, then may God have mercy on your soul.
かっこいいじゃないか。気に入ったよ。
Alright, let's shake off those last few recommendations and find something a little more action-packed, but still fit the supernatural theme of things, and that is hands down Jujutsu Kaisen. What can I say about Jujutsu Kaisen? When this anime dropped, it was an absolute hit, smashing records with its manga and light novel sales, and is clearly incredibly popular.
行くぞこっくりさん生徒会長がギリ化ける生き物を教えてください
I'm sure most of you here have probably watched this series being fans of Dragon Ball, Demon Slayer, or really any shonen, as it fits the typical style where every character has unique abilities and gains power-ups. The thing with Jujutsu Kaisen is that it does all of these typical elements incredibly well, and MAPPA Studios really did knock it out of the park here with its animation, because the fight sequences are fantastic to look at. The main character is Yuji, who ends up in a situation where he swallows the finger of the most powerful demon, and typically the demon would be able to take control of the host's body, but Yuji somehow manages to maintain control, and because of this, he becomes the vessel to collect all the fingers while going down the path to become a jujitsu sorcerer. Hands down, my favorite character, and I'm sure many people's favorite character, is Satoru. He reminds me a lot of Kakashi, but in this case, he actually covers both of his eyes, but the man is an absolute freaking beast, and no question, the most powerful living sorcerer.
生徒の前なんでね、かっこつけさせてもらうよ。
So this anime is full of supernatural elements with spells, curses, demons. It absolutely is perfect to sit down and watch on Halloween.
ま、一緒。それより明日はお出かけだよ。
Okay, we are finally here. We made it all the way to the #1 choice, and it couldn't have come at a more perfect time, as it just came out for the fall lineup, and that's Mieroko-Chan, or also known as the girl that can see it. Miko is the main character. She can see dead people.
I see dead people.
Okay, not quite dead people, but what she actually can see are hideous, gruesome monsters, which I guess would actually be worse now that I think about it. Despite her being petrified of them, she still tries to carry on with her daily life, pretending that she can't see them. But of course, this doesn't always go according to plan, and things naturally start to unfold out of her control, and she has to find a way to deal with it. It's not all scary and has comedy sprinkled into it as well, and does a really good job of blending the both of them together, which is why I think it really does make a good #1 choice for this Halloween season. As of filming this video, we are only 3 episodes in, and if you want something brand new to dig into this Halloween, then Mieroko-Chan is hands down one you will want to check out. So which ones on this list have you the most excited to check out? And also let me know in the comments your favorite spooky anime that maybe didn't make the list. So I hope you now have enough content to satisfy yourself for this Halloween. I know I will be rewatching some of these and really getting into the Halloween spirit myself. Don't forget, if you want some other selections, you can check out my other Halloween video that I will link in the description. And as for